Last night's Street Fighter stream, Friday Night Fights, was the return to Lily. I actually checked. The last time I had used Lily was October 10th. So you were talking, it was 2.5 months ago was the last time that I had actually touched the character. The good news is I remembered how to play with her almost entirely. There was some rough spots where I was doing the wrong moves and or wrong things to juggle, and that's because I'm rusty. But the majority of matches, I was actually remembering how to play, what to do, you know, combos and everything. The bad news is there's two major problems with Street Fighter 6. It's the same problem I had with Dalsim and the same problem I had with Blanca last week. Number one, the connections in general have gotten worse. They're not as good as they were back when I was playing this game June, July, August. Okay, probably because the player base has been dramatically reduced because it's not a new game anymore. And you will notice the vast majority of matches that I'm playing are cross-play, meaning the person I'm playing on the other end is playing on PC, and they have advantage. They have less input drops, less input delay, and the netcode favors that. So, for example, if I'm facing someone who is using a top-tier character, and they're literally just walking forward and saying, jab, 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 throw, jab, throw, 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 jab, throw, they will get their inputs most of the time. If I'm trying to react to that pattern, which I do because I'm not using top-tier characters who can do that kind of gameplay, if I try to react, I'm more apt to get my inputs dropped, delayed, or coming out as something else because rollback netcode favors repeated spam over something timed well to counter the repeated spam. Okay? So that's the problem, is everyone now has settled into like a top-tier character. They know their spam pattern that they can get away with online, and they just do it ad nauseum. This reminds me of back in the day in the mid-2000s when GGPO netcode first launched, all right? And people were playing games like Super Turbo and other games on there, and I saw people who normally were not good at these games offline, all of a sudden were becoming dominant online for spamming shit like that. And I called this out. I called out this netcode with Tony Cannon, the inventor of the netcode. I said, why is it dropping inputs? Why is it favoring the spammers? And explain, because that's how it is. It's a predictive netcode. And I said, well, then why don't you come out and tell everyone that? He says, because I want to sell the code and make money. So I don't want to, we don't want to highlight the negatives of the code. We only want to talk about the positives. So the game looks better because it doesn't look like it's lagging, but the gameplay overall favors online spammers. It's shit. But people don't want to hear that. The FGC definitely does not want to hear that. Instead, they just want to believe that this is the optimal netcode. It's not. You could definitely have better netcode, but no one's made an effort to do that. No one. Everyone just says, oh, rollback's the best, rollback's the best, put rollback in everything. Okay? The other problem with Street Fighter 6 now is that the game's 7 months old. And in 7 months, what happens is everyone settles in to their own style of playing one character constantly and just learning that abusive pattern, and that doesn't make the game fun anymore. It just doesn't, like when a game is fresh and new and everyone's trying new characters and new strategies and no one really knows what they're doing, the game's a lot more interesting. When you start to get to that 3-4 month level where people are kind of getting their stride with certain characters, it's fun. When you get to month 7, 8, now it's like all I do is I turn on the game and I fucking pick Camby and I go jab, 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 throw, jab, 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 throw, jump, jab, 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 jab. That's just not fun anymore, because what it means is it's more like you're rolling the dice on, will you get lucky? Will I get lucky and have my move come out to stop the abusive pattern? Roll. As if I'm playing D&D. Oh, darn. I hit critical miss, or what? You lose. And there's nothing you can really do about that. That's how the game is now, right? So for me, someone who doesn't play the game all the time, what am I playing it? Once a week, twice a week tops, if that. Not playing the dominant top-tier characters who can do those abusive spam strategies. Literally, the 3 characters I'm playing don't have abusive spam strategies. And that's what I like. I've never liked characters who are completely abusive with spam and shit like that. I think it's fucking boring, and I don't find that entertaining to play. I just never have. Why do you think I always use the oddball characters like Blanca or the grapplers like fucking Zengi? Because they're so different, right? So, did I have fun last night? I did. Because some of the matches with Lily, I had a great time. I'm beating top-tier players with low-tier Lily. But overall, I lost way more than I won. I think the stats were like, I only won like 21, 22 matches, and I lost like 35 or something. That's awful. But there's nothing I can do about that. I can't improve the experience. The vast majority of matches I'm playing, you will see, are crossplay, meaning the person I'm playing on the other end has a natural advantage by playing on PC. They're not getting input drops like me. They can break throws. That's another critical thing. I can't break throws. When someone goes to throw me, I can know it's coming, and unless I mash the buttons early before the throw animation is actually on my TV, I cannot break a throw because I'm on PlayStation. If I were on PC, I could break throws because the input delay is less, but the input delay is too strong on PlayStation to actively break throws without predicting it ahead of time. That's a huge problem. That's a ginormous disadvantage, especially when I have characters who get caught in throw loops. So, anyway, I still had a good time, and people do come out for it, but I'll say this. Definitely the engagement's lower now. Like, people half the time aren't paying attention to the matches. Usually what happens when I do Friday Night Fights, within the first 20 minutes, a bunch of people show up and will support. Like, I'll tip, I'll do a super chat. As soon as I start playing, done. Like, as if I'm not playing. Just dead. So, that's the thing. Like, I definitely can tell it's time that people want me to move on from Street Fighter 6 and do something different. Tekken is now in less than a month. Tekken 8 comes out January 26th, and that will be an extensive coverage of the story, me trying out characters, in training, going online, trying to learn said characters. I'll be watching gameplay videos and things of Tekken 8 to try to learn techniques and the like. I would hope that Tekken community will put out some good basic videos to show gameplay elements, because I've been so out of the competitive Tekken scene for so long that I don't even remember half the things. So to actually watch some basic videos on like how to parry. I don't even remember how to parry in that game. Isn't it like you tap down forward perfectly timed with a move and it like pushes the move away and then you can get a counter hit or something like that? See what I mean? Like, I don't even know. I haven't played it in so dang long that I would have to figure this out. And it'll probably take a while, but I would like to at least give it a shot and see how it goes. All right. But I think that will take over for Street Fighter for a bit, and then after that, whether I continue to play Tekken or we go back to Street Fighter or we start with Fightcade, old school retro stuff, I do think that the future of fighting games is bright here on DSP Gaming. It's just a matter of the future's uncertain. We don't know what we're going to be doing. I tell you this, it ain't going to be full-time Street Fighter 6 at this rate. With how the game has essentially degraded in the last few months, I really don't feel like doing anything like that, you know? So anyway, so that was all yesterday. All right, let's talk quickly